guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here again with the altered file folder that we have been doing, and we've been using my papers here from my Melrose garden kit. So far we've kind of made the base of the, the file folder, if you like, and we have covered it with some of the papers from the kit. So we're just going to kind of continue on really, decorating it up and adding some flips and tucks and bits and bobs to it, to try and just give it a bit more sort of interest and, yeah, life about it really. So if you followed with the last video, let me just try and raise my camera up slightly. It's always really tricky when you're working on something that's quite big, because you can't then really fit the whole thing into the video, which, yeah, obviously is a bit of a nuisance, but there's nothing I can do about that, I'm afraid. Okay, so far we've obviously created this folio type mechanism. So we've got a massive pocket here, and then it opens out. We're going to put these things down here, and then we've got a flip down, we've got a flip up, and under the flip up we've got a couple of pockets here, and then they go like that. And then on the side we've got, oh, nearly forgot, we've got another flip down. And then we've also got, providing I haven't glued it shut, no, thankfully I haven't. We've got another pocket here, and we should hopefully have another pocket here, providing again I haven't glued it shut. So we've got lots and lots of pockets going on. And of course we'll make some bits and pieces to put into the pockets as well. So we want to obviously just decorate up all of the little bits and pieces that are on here. So this kit, again, I did kind of talk about this in the previous video, but for anybody who didn't see, it comes with lots of different bits of ephemera. You've got the ephemera part of the kit, and you've got the background papers. They're two different purchases. So these bits here that I've cut out, these are all from the ephemera part of the kit. And obviously these are all the, the background pages. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll just get kind of decorating it up with some of the bits and pieces. Now I'm thinking we might like more, more flips and, fold outs and things like that than we've actually even got here. So let me just move these to one side, otherwise I'm just running out of room. Actually, I'll put them on my lap for the time being. So I'm wondering whether, like here on this flap that kind of folds down, whether we could actually have a pocket here. Might be quite nice to have it in the blue, so it's got a really good contrast going on. So I'm just going to cut this one down like that. Okay, so I hope that everybody's doing well. Hope you're having a good day doing some crafting. It's a bit of a funny day here today. I'm filming this like the next day to when I filmed the first part, and yeah, it's quite overcast today. Okay. Right. So I've trimmed this down. It may need coming down further, but this is just kind of an initial stab at it. So let's just see. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to then take it in slightly further. So I'll have to take it into about here, so as it fits kind of better on that page. So let's squish that down. Okay, whoops. Okay, cut that down like that. I just thought the blue would look really nice as a sort of bit of a contrast really from the rest. So yeah. Now, I'm wondering now whether actually, would I prefer a smaller? I think I like it actually as quite a big pocket, yeah. Okay, I didn't do a very good job of cutting this very straight, so I'm just going to have to make it slightly smaller on this side, or this end, so I can, like, taper it off a bit better. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to pop that, I think, on there. That looks really nice. I'm just going to quickly have a sip of my tea. Hold on. Oh, I do love a cup of tea. Okay, and we've got some frames and things like that in the kit as well. So just having a look to see whether we might like to have any of those anywhere, or any of the labels. I always love a frame, to be honest. I think frames are just, you know, they're just awesome. They're so versatile, aren't they? And, you know, they generally just look great everywhere. Now, the other thing that we did was we kept back some of the file folder to try and make like a few flips and tucks and things like that. So I'm just going to cut this down here. No, not going to do that. I'm going to cut it down here. I'm keeping the original folded part because hopefully I'm going to use this, you know, this part somewhere in the folio. So this one here, kind of thinking we could maybe have some sort of folded over piece here. So let me just cut this down again. Okay, so this one's quite narrow now. Probably prefer the wider one. Okay. Oh, I'm just wondering actually now whether we should have it as another foldy flap. Right, let me just quickly fold this in here. And obviously I will be trimming this down. I won't be leaving this so humongous to be tucked in, but just for starters. So if I were to glue this on here, like that, what do we think? Because obviously I would then cover that with some other paper or, you know, possibly even a journaling card. Sorry, I was having another sneaky sip of my tea. Maybe this one would be quite nice on there. So obviously I could cut this down, or there are some smaller ones, which, let me just see if I pull out the smaller one that's the same as that, if I've got one. Hold on. No, can't find it. Oh. Okay, well, it won't be the same one, but anyway. Because I thought actually one with a bit of blue would be quite nice, but this has got some blue on it anyway, so that's fine. And just wonder then if I use a bit of background page. Oh, that's not going to work. Just want to see how it would look if it had... Hang on. Oops. Let's just see if I use the collage sheet. Have that on there. Or would we prefer just the large journaling card? So let me just have a look. That's that and that's that. I do really like that. My phone never rings, and it's just typical, isn't it, that you're doing a video and then suddenly it rings. Right, okay, I'm going to go for this one because I do really like the blue. So I'm going to just cut this down so to get rid of that border that we talked about previously. And that's why it's quite nice to have the option of, you know, border or no border, because then you can really please yourself and, you know, have it to suit the piece you're making. Okay. Oops, my gosh. Made a horrible job of cutting that. Not straight at all. At all. Okay, let's see if I can disguise it a bit. Okay, not too bad. So I'm just going to cut it here. Again, just to try and straighten that up a little bit. Okay. Right, just get rid of a fraction more off the bottom, like that. Okay, right. Yeah, love how that looks. So I'm just going to glue this one down onto here. Like that. I just love the way, you know, things like this, you can just make so many different, you know, like flips and tucks and I don't know, flaps and well, various different things, pockets. I mean, you can with a journal, but the folios, and I've said this so many times before, so I'm just, you know, really boring saying it for the, you know, billionth time. But honestly, I love folios so much because they have so much scope for adding so many different flips and tucks and, you know, what have you onto them. And they just are such fun, like such fun. I really, really, really love them. So this one's here. Now, what I'm thinking is, I've got some little tab things, not really tabs, but tags. I guess they're tags. And I'm thinking we could have a tag here to hold that closed. And then that will be a little pocket on there. So I just like to keep some of these little tags kind of ready to use. Mine are actually from, I think this is from a Tim Holtz die, you know, for the Big Shot. Now, I have to say, I don't overly use my Big Shot very often. So I've had that die for such a long time, and I'm sure I've seen it on somebody else's video, and they've said it's been discontinued. Don't quote me on that, because I don't know that that is definitely the case, but I feel like I have seen someone say that before. But as I say, I mean, I don't tend to use my die cut machine that often, you know, and I'm certainly not very up with what's available for it and what's not and things like that. So yeah, please don't quote me if you go, you know, looking for it and discover it's not been discontinued at all. But you know, hey ho, that would be great news, obviously, if you're looking for one, to find it's not been discontinued after all, I guess. So, you know, it would be a win-win situation, wouldn't it? Okay, I'm just going to ink my little tab up. Okay, right. So I'm going to have this on here, but before I glue it down, I want to just attach this here. So the first thing I need to do is glue this down so as I know roughly where it's going. Again, don't need such a huge, great big piece to be attached. So just trim that down. Okay, and we will glue that on. So there we go. Okay, like that. Oops. Okay, and then this one, I just want to put a brad there. Now I need to just make sure that it's going to have enough movement to go round. Yeah. Okay, so I want to attach it quite up high because, yeah, I think if it's too low, might not really kind of be that helpful. Actually, let me just check. Yeah, I prefer it this side. I don't know why, but for some reason I just automatically go to the right. Now, whether that's because I'm right-handed, I'm not really too sure, but I just always try and put things to the right. It's just kind of automatic. Yeah, just force of habit, really, I guess. Now, I've got all these other brads that I had kind of talked about and said I was going to start using. I've still not started using them, but I might use this little brown flower. Perhaps we'll try that. Okay. Get my pokey tool to poke my hole in. So just want to have it, yeah, probably about here, I think, actually. So just going to punch that through. Then just put my brad through like that. Okay, right, looking good. So that's holding that little flap closed like that. Love how that looks. How pretty does that look? So gorgeous, isn't it? So I'm just going to literally glue this down into place. Again, I'm going to use my wet glue. Probably regret this and wish I'd used my hot glue because that would be, you know, nice and instant, but never mind. We'll just go for the wet glue. Okay, right. That's going to go on there like that. Okay, let me just, oops, squish that in. has to come up slightly because obviously I've got like an overhang here where that flap is attached. So yeah, it needed to kind of come up slightly, but that's fine. So press that down. Okay. Like that. How gorgeous is that? Love, love, love how that looks. Right, now, okay, so the next thing, kind of thinking this flap, yeah, I mean, this flap's obviously folding down. Now, wondering whether we want to actually have it like tied closed or whether it just kind of flipping down and opening is going to be good enough. What do we think? If it were tied closed, might add a bit too much bulk to when the folio is actually closed, I think. So yeah, I think we'll have to kind of leave it so it's, you know, movable, if you see what I mean. Still, that's absolutely fine. So obviously that folds down like that. Now I'm just going to tidy up my edge because where I cut that in the previous video, I did say at the time, I'm always so rubbish at cutting, you know, where there's been a folded edge. So I'm just going to tidy that up here. Okay. Looking a little bit better. Probably could do with a little bit more. Okay, yeah, that looks good. So on the facing side, I had thought we will have this here. And again, I'm now thinking, you know, what should we use as our little closure for this? Yeah, because this is going to open out like that. I'm going to have it this side. I'm just wondering whether I should have another little pocket here, like with something in there. That might be quite nice, mightn't it? So yeah, I quite like it like that. So I'm just going to, again, just ink those up. So again, just pulling in my paper here to use. So just ink this one up. Again, just round the edges, not kind of going mad all over the, you know, the centre of it. Okay, that's that one. And then this one here. Okay. And then just around the edge of this part. I will probably put some decorative paper on the front, definitely, of this. You know, I think it would really benefit from that. Just run some ink down here in that middle fold. And then, yeah, we'll just ink up around the edge here. Okey-doke. Okay, right. Yep, so loving how that looks, and yep, just a little bit more here. Okay, and then we'll put something on here. Just wondering whether I've got something that's going to be just sort of the right size without cutting a piece of random paper. Probably not now. I mean, of course, that would be far too easy, wouldn't it, to just have something the right size. Well, that's not too bad, actually. Yeah, I don't think that one's too bad. So, yeah, perhaps we'll go for that. Okay, right, now. Again, wondering, would we like any string or anything to close that? Or, wonder if we could have a magnet on here. Oh, it's so tough to decide. I'm thinking if I put a magnet under here, I think it's not going to hold because it won't be strong enough to hold through, you know, the two sheets. Right, yeah, let's Let me just pull in my magnet sheets. Not used to magnets for a long time. So, yeah, bear with me. Because they always throw me a little bit, magnets. Don't know why, but obviously I find them a little bit on the complicated side. Yep, please excuse me. I have no idea why that would be. Right. I'm thinking actually if I cut it down this side. Oops. I should have separated those out, shouldn't I? Because I'm then thinking if we had one here, like that, under there. And then I wonder if we could have one here. Oops, let me just see. Let's just have a look. Is that holding that closed? Yep, I think it is. So it's holding it there. It would still be open here. Which, I mean, I guess that's... is that okay? Yeah, I can't really have another magnet, can I? Right, okay. So let's just see. So I'm just going to stick this one onto here. Like that. So that would go here. And then the one underneath, whoops, would go there. Yeah. Like that. Sorry that this is just causing me such extreme, yeah, what's the word? I don't know, but it's taken me such a long time to fathom this out. Sometimes these things just seem so complicated in my mind. They're probably not complicated at all in the flesh, but they just seem it sometimes, don't they? Right. So again, going to try and avoid the magnet because sometimes I have glued over the magnet and I think it stops it being so magnetic, if you see what I mean. So yeah, let's just get that on there. Now I've glued this on 3 sides so that it's a pocket on that side. So we've got a lot of pockets then going on, or potential pockets going on. Okay. Right. And yeah, then we're going to have this one here. I'm just going to check if I have it further in. Yeah, it's kind of become too thick really. It's not kind of wanting to hold then. So yeah, it would have to go here. And then it would fold out like that and then open. Yeah, well that's fine. Okay, so let's just again take the back sticky off. Okay, and I'm just going to stick this down here so that I know it's on the magnet in the right place. Whoops, like that. And then you can kind of follow it over and then you know you've stuck it in the right place, you know, on the other sheet. Like that. Okay. Now again, if I put something over that, it will probably make it too thick. Oh, it does still, yeah, it does still just about hold. So I think that will be okay. Okay, right. Sorry that this is taking me such an endless amount of time to fathom out the logistics of this. Right, so then I'm thinking, could I have something long in the top? Okay, let's ink this one up because obviously it's easier to ink it before it's down. So we'll just ink around there like that. Okay, so this one is going to glue down and I want to have it as a top loading pocket here. So yeah, what I want to do, now I'm going to have to be careful because I want to avoid where that magnet's going to go. So what I'm going to do is to just mark it with my nail, which hopefully is going to be visible. Oops, the top one was, the bottom one's not so much. Oh goodness, come on. Right, okay, so that's the marks that I need to avoid. So I'm just going to put glue around the 3 sides, but hopefully avoiding more or less where that magnet will be. Like that. Okay. So pop that down like that. Okay. Okie dokie, right. So, yeah, and that then holds closed, which is really nice. So, yeah, it will open this way and it's not got anything to hold it down there. So I may again perhaps have a policy closure type windy thing. So let's put this one down here, which would act as a pocket. And I'm thinking, could we have, so let's just get one of my little circles. I always try and have some of these pre-punched. I have to say it's yeah, gradually my supply is running low, so I will need to punch some more. But I was thinking we could have like a policy envelope closure doobry here. Or am I going to get away with that? Oh, let me have a look. Hold on. Let's put in another circle. Honestly, this is now proving very complicated for me. I hope you guys are not struggling like I am. Oh dear. Sometimes these things just seem to get way too complicated. And obviously when you're doing a video, this is just my excuse really, but when you're doing a video, you know, I think the pressure's on to try and make head nor tail of what you're doing a little bit more. Now, if I were to have this down here as a pocket and something in there, so let me just, I mean, this is obviously too big, but I'm just kind of experimenting. This thing would be in the way. So to be honest, that's probably pointless because, yeah, I'm not really going to manage to get anything very much into that if it was a pocket. So therefore, kind of thinking, should I do it more like this? And then, does that go? Yeah, that looks okay, doesn't it? Or, yeah, no, I like it. Yeah, I do like it with that. So, yeah, I'm thinking put this down here. Okay, I'm going to have to punch a couple more of those circles because these ones are a little bit on the thin side. I'm not quite so convinced that they're going to be, you know, robust enough to hold. So I've just got some of the file folder here. Okay. Okie dokie. Again, let's just ink that up. Oh, I'm now thinking I'll have to have that on either side because I feel like it's not really matching enough otherwise. Oh dear. I don't know why this matchy-matchy thing is such an issue, but even down to that, it's like, oh, I'm not now liking that because it doesn't feel like it matches. Yeah, okay, so that looks quite nice now. Just having a look what other bits we've got. Yeah, just quickly check in. Okay. I'm not sure about this piece here. I mean, obviously that string would need to go somewhere, wouldn't it? I'm not sure that's the right thing. Let me just pull in. I've got some of my, you know, ready-made wax pieces, ready-made wax seals. So let me just pull in some of those, see if I've got any that are just the right colour and shade. Not that one. Let's try this. Oh, that's not quite right either, is it? Oh dear. About this one. Because I'm kind of thinking, would that look better if I have the string, you know, on that one? What do we think? Oh, honestly, I mean, you're probably getting fed up with watching, to be honest, thinking, oh, make a decision, woman. Make a decision. What is taking you so long? But, you know, it's quite important, isn't it? When you're doing something, you know, you want to get it as right as you can, don't you? You don't want to kind of go with something and then think, oh, no, why did I do that? I'm just going to see how bulky this makes it. So, okay, well, it's not too bad, to be honest. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to do that. Right, let me now just get... I'm going to go with another brown flower, I think, because, you know, matchy and all that. Obviously, I've already used a brown flower once. So it feels like a brown flower would be a good thing to use here. So, oops. That's if I can see any more. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Actually, I have got some of these in blue, I think. Oh, I've got that bright pink. That's not right at all, is it? Okay, I've got a pale blue one. Oh, I think I prefer the pale blue, do you know? I think the pale blue looks really, really pretty. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just push these through with my pokey tool. Now I have to say, I always judge these by eye. You know, I do normally misjudge them and it ends up not really in the centre. But personally, I don't think it really matters too much, you know, as long as it's not like 100 miles off. I don't think it really is, you know, too big a deal. Okay, so what I'm going to do in the first instance, I'm going to glue this on as a pocket and I'm going to glue it down on 3 sides so as it would be a side loading pocket. Okay, so I'm going to go like that. Okay, like that. Okey-dokey. Right, and then going to put this one down, and I'm going to put this down as a pocket because this is now going to go on top of here. So, you know, that way we can kind of utilise both as a pocket, hopefully. So I'm going to just put this one down with some wet glue. Okay, like that. Okay, let me just dab the excess glue off. Okay, looking good so far. Yep, really liking how that looks so far. And then just need to pick what colour string closure I'm going to use. So let's glue this one down on here like that. Okay, yep, looking good. Right, let me just pull in some of my baker's twine and see what I've got, you know, what colour wise I've got that might look good with this. So hold on, bear with me while I just have a look. So I've got some pink, which I mean I could always ink up a little bit so it's got a bit of a, you know, bit of a vintage vibe going on. Or I've got brown. Oh, the brown's nice, isn't it? Yep, the brown just kind of pulled me or won me over straight away, to be honest. Okay, so yeah, let's go with the brown. Oh, I love how this is coming along so far. I hope you guys like it. Okay, so I'm going to glue it down the string underneath the wax seal. So let's just put this down here. Kind of just, yeah, just wind it round so I've got a little bit of a sort of clump of it going on under there. Okay, like that. Whoops. Okay, right. Oh gosh, stay. Ah, right, let me hold that down like that. And then I'm going to apply glue all over here. Okay, and then just very quickly move those scissors. Ah, oh my goodness, this is very tricky and fiddly. Okay, right. So we have now glued the wax seal down. And then of course I can just wrap this round in between those two circles. Okay, so it's wrapping around a few times and then just snip that off. Oh, I love how that looks. That's so cool, isn't it? Yep, loving how this is looking so far. Okay, so we then got this patch up here. Now, what do we want to do up here? So I had tentatively kind of bought in just one of the label kind of pieces from the kit. Okay, let me just have a look and just check whether I might prefer this one here actually, I think. Yeah, I prefer this one. Okay, right, is this a pocket? I can't remember what's pockets and what's not. Okay, it's a pocket but that way. So I'm not going to be having anything folding down on this side. Okay. Yeah, so do we want anything folding over here? I mean, to be honest, I just think the more folds, the better, really. You know, because like I say, it just makes it all a lot more fun to look at and to, you know, to look through and, you know, to interact with. The more flaps you've got, the more interest that you've got going on. So I've got this very small piece here. Okay, let's just fold it like that. Okay. Oops. So I'll just squish that down with the bone folder. There. And again, just wondering then whether we could just do a double fold like that. Whoops, oh my goodness, what shoddy folding I am doing. My goodness, shoddy folding, that's just not the word, is it? I mean, that's just putting it mildly. Oh dear, what a shoddy folder I was. Okay, right, let's just snip this off, because again, we wouldn't need all of that gluing in behind there. Just going to snip that down a bit, like that. Okay, now if this went up here, I'm thinking, so it's a fold down, or we could have it as a fold up. Let's just check. Oops. So that would it be, oh, that would be it folding down. And we could always just have a paper clip holding this one closed, to be honest. Or we could have it folding up. Let me just check. So I've got fold up, fold down. Because I don't want everything folding down, if you see what I mean. But I did sort of quite like it. No, I'm going to have it, yeah, I'm going to have it folding down. Again, that took a long time to decide on that, didn't it? So, yeah, let's just go for that. So again, just gluing this down on here, like that. Okay. Let's just glue that in. Okay, right, let's now find a nice something to put on here on the front. And I just happen to have just this little kind of scrap left over of this floral. So let's use that. You know, it's just really great, isn't it, when you can just use everything and not have leftovers. So yeah, let's pull this one in. Okay, that one, and okay, so I need to come in quite a bit. Oops. Like that. Okay. Okay, well, I quite like that. So I'm just going to bring it down slightly more in terms of height. Okay, just fractionally more, just on that side. Okay, right, so I'm going to just glue this one down now. And just glue that one down like that. Okay, really nice. And so I'm just going to ink this one up. Whoops, nearly tried to ink it with my little tabs. Yep, that's definitely not going to cut the mustard, is it? So yeah, let's just go round here, around the edge a bit. And, you know, I've left quite a few of these sides blank, if you see what I mean. So you've got journaling space in those areas. It's just really the top layer that's showing that I've kind of covered with some decorative papers. I've tried to keep the bulk of them actually plain, so you've got journaling room on them. Okay. There we go. Okay, that looks nice, doesn't it? So, yeah, that's going to go on there. Just wondering whether I could have a little frame on there as well, just to really finish that off. That looks kind of cute, doesn't it? Oh, I'm getting really hot up here. Let me just take my cardigan off. Oh, it suddenly gets to the point where it's like really, really warm up here. And yeah, that's just what's happening just now. Right, okay. Oh, I don't know. Right, let's glue this down in the first place. And then we're done with that part. So just glue it down here. And so on 3 sides, so it's a top load-in pocket as well. And again, we'll just put that there. Okay. Like that. Okay, and then, right, let's just have a look at the lace that we've got. Because I'm thinking, you know, if we were to have a bit of lace on there, would the frame look good, like over the lace or under the lace? Let's have a look. I think it looks quite good over it, actually. Yeah, I quite like it over it. So, yeah, I might have to actually mix in the ivory and the white lace on here. I'd said in the previous video I didn't know what lace I was going to be using for this. And, yeah, I'm now kind of thinking actually a mix of the white and the ivory would be really pretty and really nice. I've been doing that a bit recently, and it's weird because I used to never, you know, mix the laces. In fact, I mean, I wouldn't even mix the sort of patterns of the lace, even if it was all one colour. But I have been doing that a bit more recently, and actually it's really cool and looks really nice. So yeah, going to mix up, I think, the white and the ivory. Okay, right, I'm just going to ink the little frame up. Okay. Yeah, that looks very pretty, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm going to have it, yeah, this way up like that. Okay, so let's just glue that down. Okay, looking super gorgeous. Okay, now just wondering. Yeah, I mean, I'd said about a paper clip, didn't I, for that one? So, yeah, probably a paper clip's going to be good. This one's got a side pocket, hasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, do I want... Yeah. And I'm just wondering whether I'm going to have anything else here, like anything else like flipping open or anything like that. Oh, it's so tough to decide sometimes, isn't it? Or unless we have another little closure, you know, like another one of these little tags. Because I do love using these as closures. I think they're really, really fun. Now, the only thing is, this would have nowhere to go through, if you see what I mean. It would have to actually just sit onto a circle, which, you know, that's fine. But is that circle quite huge? You know, does that circle actually look a little bit ugly on there? Let me try inking this one up, because this one would then match these. Hang on. That's better, isn't it? Definitely better. I don't feel like that's holding that really quite enough. I wonder if we had it up here. That's just really weird, isn't it? That's very strange. Well, you know, like I say, I mean, we could just stick with just the paper clip, to be honest. The only other thing I'm thinking is, oh no, I was going to say we could have some more string going right the way up, you know, closing it off. But to be honest, I think that could end up like a bit of a tangle hazard that it could get tied up on here. So yeah, probably that's not the best idea, to be honest. Oh dear. Yeah, let me just pull in a paper clip and see how a paper clip would look, because I mean that was what I'd initially thought was a paper clip. So let me just pull one in. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, just the paper clip works really nicely, and yeah, looks really pretty. So I think I'll just go with the paper clip. Okay, so of course I want to put some more lace and things like that around, but I think before I do that, just going to see if we want to have any kind of flippy or fold out here, like as an extra page. So, and obviously I've got this section of the file folder that we cut down that I haven't used yet. So I'm now thinking, fold this in. And again, you know, I've been totally random. I've not kind of folded this into any exact measurement, you know, or anything else. So long as it's not bigger than this section of the folio, I don't think it really makes a lot of difference. Okay, I mean, in an ideal world, I would have, of course, stuck that underneath this pocket. It's a bit late now because I've only just obviously thought to do it, unfortunately. Unless I have it this way. I could do that. But I did quite like it this way. Oh, I'm going to have it this way. So what I need to do is now fold this in more, because otherwise it's going to be too, you know, too wide. So we fold this down again. Push that down. Right, let me just check how straight that looks. Not very straight from here. Let me stand up and look down on it, because sometimes you get a different perspective. Okay, so I'm going to trim that across at the top, where I've made such a terrible job of cutting that. Oh gosh, I think I made it a lot better that time. Oh my goodness. Going from bad to worse here. Oh dear. Okay. Right, let's just tuck this in here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I've still not got it very straight, would you believe? I mean, how long does it take to actually get it straight, I wonder? It's, yeah, clearly beyond me. Okay, I think what I need to do is fold this in slightly here. Like that. So, yeah, let's just now bone folder that down. And just check again. So I'm just going to cut along here, so I haven't got so much to tuck in. Okay, so that's a bit better. Yep, like how that looks. And again, so what I'm going to do is just glue this in in there. So again, just take my wet glue like that, and we're just going to tuck that into that pocket there. In fact, I'm now thinking, let's go up there, Yep, let's do that. And then we might be able to have a further tucked in piece, which would be quite fun, wouldn't it? So yeah, I've moved it up. Like that. And then hopefully we could have another piece sort of like tucked in here. Now again, I should have really double-sided some of these papers, to be honest, because then this would have been better, you know, to be able to do things like this. I didn't. So I'm going to have to use either some brown paper or maybe brown envelope or something. Or some more file folder. So I'm just having a quick rummage through on my desk to see what I've got here. Okay. Oh, I might have to use some more file folder. My gosh, I'm being really extravagant with the file folder, aren't I? Oh well. Right, okay, so. Right, need to be careful because I've got this flap now resting against my, you know, my tummy. So need to try not to squish it, which of course is a possibility. Right, so I'm going to now cut this in. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Come back, come back. Right, I'm going to cut this like that. Okay, and then up here, right, so let's cut this one down here like that. Okay, just check that's going to fit. It just needs to come over slightly more, so I just need to trim it down slightly more on this side. Okay. Okay, yeah, so I love how that looks. How pretty does that look? Okay, right, so I'm going to glue that on like that. Honestly, how many flaps and tucks and flips and flops and you know what have we got going on here in this book? Tons and tons now. Tons and tons. Well, it's not really a book, but you know, this folio. I mean, it's, I guess, a lap book, folio, you know, whatever you want to call it, really. But yeah, hopefully it's just going to be super, super, super scrumptious when it's finished. Okay, so that's that one. And then I'm going to just get some more file folder. So just bear with me for a couple of moments. Hold on. Oops, let me just reach beneath the desk and get another one. Okay, right. Yeah, so we've actually used, this will be our fourth file folder that we've incorporated in this folio. You know, so yeah, we've used quite a few of the file folders for this, but hopefully it's going to be worth it. So yeah, I'm thinking again, cut this down here. Like that, okay. And then here. So again, just going to take it down on here. Actually, I'm going to take it down on here. And then fold it over on these, like that. Okay. Right. Yeah, so that one's going to go in there like that. And then I'm thinking have this one folding this way round. Yep, like that. Okay, so let's just, again, bone folder, squish that down. And actually, we could probably even have it that way around. So as we come out, you know, so it's got a bit of a different sort of feel to the one beneath. So, or the one above, sorry, the one above. Okay, right, so that's that one. And then again, just going to snip this off on this edge. Just tidying it up in terms of, you know, how straight it is. And let's hope for the best here. Okay, oops. Okay, not too bad. I mean, again, really, in hindsight, I should have glued these on really before sticking those pockets down. Again, it just didn't really occur to me to do that, to be honest. You know, I didn't know that I was going to be having those kinds of things on here. But, you know, it just goes to show that, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's all fine to do after the event. It just would have been easier because I could have had it right up to the bottom of the pocket then. Whereas now it's going to be slightly, you know, slightly pushed up, if you see what I mean. Because I can't now get to the bottom of the pocket because it's glued down. Okay, right. That one. So again, just squish that in. Okay, yeah, loving how that looks. Right, so what I want to do is now put some more decorative paper on top of this, which is now obviously the front, you know, the front section, if you see what I mean. So again, let me just pull in some more of the paper. Let's see, what paper haven't I used? Okay. Oops, sorry, just grabbing to the side of me what papers there are. Oh gosh, they're all slipping down on the desk now. Okay, right, I've got some more of this gorgeous invoicey type paper, which I love. So yeah, let's have this one. So again, let's just fold that one in like that. Okay. I'm just going to cut this one up here. Okay, like that, and then just checking which way up I want this. I might prefer it this way up, actually. So yeah, let's just do that, and then snip it here in this end here. So again, just trim that down. Okay. Oh dear. Just snip off that where the printer didn't do the borderless printing. I can't tell you how irritating that is. You know, I don't know quite what's going on, why the printer's just not wanting to print borderless, but yeah, it's annoying. Okay. Let's just trim that in slightly more. Like that. Pop that on there. Okay, so that looks really, really, really pretty, doesn't it? So yeah, let's just pop this one down here. Like that. Again, just plenty of glue. Oops, come on, glue. Okay. Okay, right, we'll pop this one down, and then I'm just going to ink around all the bits that I haven't inked, i.e. these bits. And yeah, then, I mean, that's certainly enough for this section of the folio. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously we've got an awful lot of pockets to fill. So I think we're going to be here for quite a long time doing bits and pieces of ephemera to put in here. But I think we've made really great progress with the actual folio itself. Got a great base now, you know, of which to work with, so, or which to work from. Yeah, so I really hope that you like how it's coming along. I love how it looks myself, and yeah, really hope that you like it as well. So we'll call it quits for today. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys soon. Thanks then. Bye.